Mhm. I was trying to get some things straight. I'm a little off tonight. Good evening. Thank you all for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Karen Porter is in the house this evening. Thank you. Miss Always 100 is in the house this evening. Thank you. Good friend Spitting Fires at the top tonight. Thank you as well. California is in the house tonight. I'm so glad to have you all join us. Thank you big time. Miss White is in the house. Thank you as well. Miss Keisha, good evening to you. Lisa Robinson, how are you this evening? There is Miss Tabitha Abraham, and I haven't spoken with you in a while. We need to talk. I see Miss Faye is here as always. Pink is in the house this evening. Good evening, and is in the house from North Carolina. My Lord, welcome to the nice broadcast. I humbly bow to all of you. Thank you all for tuning in. Trying to get something straight. Oh, hey, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. What I've been looking for. I have it right now. Okay, I can see this better when you all are making your comments. I see it better. For a little while and discuss a case that Keith Davis is his name. He has been involved in a Relisha Rudd case since day one. The little 8-year-old girl who came up missing from Washington, D.C., I think, in 2014. And in working with him, he's on that end and I'm on this end, and he's doing his investigation. I found out a lot of things that I didn't know about this case. And as I told you the last time, if you think Maliah Davis case has twists and turns in it, wait till you hear this gentleman speak about the many twists and turns involved in this 8-year-old girl's case. She is still, of course, she hadn't been found. Some think she's dead, some think she's alive. But he is an expert in this, and he's been on major speaking about it. He has his own show on Blog Talk. And so I'm not going to spill anything. I'm going to let him come and tell you about and why he is not giving up on the search for Relisha. So hopefully tomorrow night we'll get him to come on. If not, the following night we'll try and get him to come on the show. He has some very important information that I think you all need to hear. And incidentally, I reached out to the grandmother. I think it's Melissa Young. I think it's her first name. We spoke 30 to 45 minutes. Very pleasant conversation. We spoke about 2 weeks ago, and she shared some pictures with me, and we have since shared those pictures with you all on our Injustice Investigations Facebook page. Okay, someone says it is buffering bad. Let's see what we're doing. Let me try to see if we can take something off here. Tell me what do we have now? Has it stopped buffering, anyone? Let me know. Yes, no. Lisa buffering. What about now? No, I don't know anything about that case, Butler. If you would email it to me or inbox it to me, we will look into it. You are clear. Okay, good. Thanks, God. Thank God. Okay, so anyway, I reached out to the grandmother, and we did speak again, like I said, about 30, 45 minutes. And when he comes on the show, I'll have things to share with me concerning her daughter and her missing 8-year-old granddaughter. Tonight, we all discuss this case. We're also going to be discussing Great Death. If you haven't heard that name, when you hear it tonight, you'll know why it has the name Great Death. Of course, we're going to talk about a very disappointing day today. In my opinion, it is a sad day for the United States of America. A very, 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 very sad day. But before we go there, Maliah Davis will have a birthday tomorrow. And I'm asking all the YouTubers to do something on Maliah Davis tomorrow. I don't care if you talk about it for 20 or 30 minutes, if you just put a picture up or something to keep her story alive in memory of her, and especially since we have yet to get justice for Maliah Davis. I'm begging you all YouTubers, to do something on Maliah Davis tomorrow, February the 6th, which is her 5th birthday. Those of you who are on Facebook, I'm asking that you would share her picture all day tomorrow. If you create a picture and add your little special touch to it, and you want to inbox it to me, and I'll put it on our Injustice Investigations Facebook page. And also, we'll give you a name, give you the credit. We are proclaiming it to be Maliah Davis Social Media Day. I spoke with Spitting Fire earlier today, and I think she got started yesterday putting some things out on Maliah Davis, but she is participating in this as well. So I am begging you all, let Maliah Davis tomorrow feel the love, a blanket wrapped around her, and we will not stop fighting until we get justice for Maliah Davis. Incidentally, the police chief in Houston, Texas, here's what he said when this case first came about. He said his department will not rest until justice is served in the Maliah Davis case. I could leave that right there and go on with tonight's show, but I'm not. I'm going to touch just a little bit of it. Chief, hear me good. It's hard to catch a killer when you're not looking for one. Again, Chief, it's hard to catch a killer when you're not looking for one. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. One of the pictures that I can't look at, I'm talking to Spitting Fire today about it when it comes to Maliah. It's the picture of her when she's falling behind her stepfather, Darion Vance. Okay. Miss 84 is in the house from Maryland. Good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in. Love you big time. The picture of Maliah Davis on surveillance video is the last picture we see of her alive. And that's the picture that bothers me the most, because when we did the video, she hesitated for like 2 or 3 seconds. It's if she knew something bad was going to happen behind those doors. And I'm sure she did, because it wouldn't have been the first time when she went behind that door, all hell would break loose. So she looked terrified, as she do in a lot of her pictures. But if some said maybe she heard Brittany Bowens fussing, hollering at Darion Vance to come in or do this, do that, and that's why she paused. But I'm always thinking that she paused because something on the inside of that child said, don't go. But I am a child. Where can I go? This is where I live. I have to go. But little did she know that she would never walk out that door alive again. That picture right there is the hardest for me to look at. Good evening, Deborah Dickinson. I'm just tuning in. She had a knock at the door. Okay, thank you for tuning in. And that's the hardest, because I know after that, she never came out alive again. She never did. And out of all the pictures that's disturbing to me, that one right there is the most disturbing to me. When I see her walking, knowing that she'll never walk on that grass and be outside of that door again, because her life was about to come to an end. I've said this 101 million times, and I'll probably say it until the day I die. This is not a fact. This is just my opinion, and I'm not trying to pass my opinion off as a fact. I strongly believe that Maliah Davis was killed on April 30th, sometime after 8 a.m. And Darion Vance was not there. And Darion Vance was not there when Maliah killed. Let me clear up something as far as Craig Davis is concerned, because I've said some ugly things about Craig Davis, and for the most part, they're probably all true. But one thing I have not said, and if I did, then I do apologize for it. I have never said that he killed Maliah Davis. I've always, but when it comes to Craig Davis, his name is in the CPS report as far as neglect and abuse is concerned. But I don't think that Craig Davis had anything to do with Maliah Lynn Davis being killed. So I was talking to five of them that kind of ran through my mind. So let me just try and clear that up. Now, on the other hand, when we look at the custody of the son, you have Craig Davis, Brenda Bowens. Well, when this case first came out, many of you kept saying, what outcome would have been any different? And it's kind of hypocritical what I'm saying when I tell you that I don't think he killed her. I don't. But from reading, the documents, the court documents, CPS documents, I'm like, well, he was abusing her too. But I don't think that he had anything to do with Maliah's death. Hazel Eyes, a good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in. Karen Porter is here. So I just wanted to clear that up. Now, here's the problem. CPS dropped the ball. They sent Maliah Davis back to die. They signed her death warrant. Judge Lopez gave the okay. Judge Lopez, along with CPS, is responsible also for the death of Maliah Lynn Davis. My concern for the brother now is that given Brenda Bowens custody of the son, to me, you may as well have given the child to Brittany Bowens. The way I see it. As much as I talk about Craig Davis and his neglect with a child, when it comes to him and Brenda Bowens, to be honest with you, I think the child would probably be safer with Craig Davis. That's just my opinion. And I know it's somewhat hypocritical from the things you've heard me say about Craig Davis, but placing the child with the Brittany's mother is like placing the child with Brittany Bowens. The child is marked for death. The grandmother knew what was going on. Doctors, we know they knew. On both ends, both families, you have demons and witches. And it's sad when the parents become stranger danger. But it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. When the case first broke, someone offered a $10,000 reward. To help find Maliah. Joe Vince, Darion Vince's father, spoke out on YouTube that he believed his son was innocent. He didn't have anything to do with the death of Maliah Lynn Davis. He went on to say, and I quote, "I really believe she," speaking about Brittany, has something to do with it. And I totally agree with him on that. I totally do. I don't think he killed her, but he has some wrong in this. But I don't think he laid a hand on Maliah Davis because I really believe Darion Vince loved her. I think Joe said he had been with Maliah since she was 1 year old, and he was helping her with a speech problem. And according to him, it was getting better. When I deals with Maliah Davis and Darion Vince, she's happy, like always. Dixon says, "I was disappointed when Brittany's mother got custody." And so am I. It's the thing that keeps you up late at night when you have a love for a child. because we know the Houston Police Department don't give a damn. CPS don't give a damn. The doctors tried to warn the courts of what could happen. Here's what Judge Lopez should have done, and quote me on this here. When you have a child with multiple brain injuries, injuries to the head, and when how the injuries occur, well, her answer is inconsistent with the injuries. How can you even fathom sending the child back there and you don't know how the injuries occurred to the child's head? If I'm a judge, the first thing I'm going to tell you, well, she's not going back. The doctors don't know how it happened. But we know it didn't happen by itself. We know the child didn't do it. So I'm not going to put the child back in harm's way. If we're satisfied that everything is clear in Brittany Bowen's home, I can't send her back. I can't. I mean, I don't know no judge in his right mind, well, besides Judge Lopez, that would do that. Well, you know, she was only on the bench 30 days. I don't give a damn if she was there for 3 hours. You don't have to go to law school to know something's going on with this child. She shouldn't have sent him back. Latoya, I'm doing great. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in as well. Barbara, I see you. Good evening. And everybody's story changes. Everybody's story changes. When it first happened, someone started an online petition. This is how 99% people in this country felt that Brittany Bowens killed her own daughter. They started an online petition to get Brittany Bowens locked up for killing her daughter. I don't know how come Houston Police Department can't see that. I don't know how. I don't know why she's not charged with neglect. I don't know why. Brittany waited. Brittany Bowens waited a week before publicly, through her spokesperson, Malcolm X, with the toupee, said that Darion Vince had been abusing and molesting the child. Brittany Bowens waited a week. Brittany Bowens waited a week to tell us that. Why? And not only that, if that was going on, why in the fuck are you still with it? It just don't make sense. It does make sense. Let's get some dirt out on him to make him look like he's the bad guy. I guess there's a bunch of goddamn dumbass, incompetent investigators in Houston, Texas, because nobody has figured that shit out. Nobody. Nobody's found it very strange that all we saw was Darion Vince on surveillance. Darion Vince on surveillance. We never saw Brittany Bowens until after she returned on surveillance camera. We never. That's odd. Not to mention an open case with CPS. The 11th, authorities arrested Darion Vince. He was charged with tampering with evidence, that being that of a corpse. Later, he would get homicidal violence, injury to a child, which resulted in bodily harm. Notice nobody's been directly charged with murder. No one. As of this day, no one has been charged with the death of Maliah. Maliah's body was found on May 31st in a garbage bag, a black garbage bag near Interstate 30, which is close to the Hope, Arkansas. Darion Vince did not kill him. He did. And it bothers me that Brittany Bowens continued to walk free. I guess she can do that because she's been assured by law enforcement, you're fine. We're not going to do anything. Well, I don't care who don't talk about it or who don't talk about it a lot. if you think you're going to get tired of hearing it from me, then you should stop listening to me, because I'm going to keep it in the public's eye. I'm going to do it until the bells of justice ring for Maliah Davis. Would be Brittany Bowens inside of a courtroom. And not just that, not just Brittany. Other people played a part in torturing this child up until death. Other people now know what happened, even if they found out by accident. Other family members know exactly what happened, but they're not saying nothing. When it's all over, either they're going to talk or they're going to go to jail as well. But many are speaking out for Brittany and Craig Davis and not saying a damn thing about 4-year-old Maliah Davis. I'm not going to let it die. The promise was made to Maliah Davis, not to Craig Davis or Brittany Bowen's family. The promise was made to Maliah that as long as I live, her story will never die. And that's a promise I plan on keeping. It won't. It will not rest with me until Brittany is locked up. I hate Brittany, just like I hate Donald Trump. I hate Brittany Bowens because she'll kill her. You alone killed your daughter. And when Darion Vince once said nothing bad happened to Maliah, he probably believed that shit, because what happened to Maliah in his mind is what Brittany Bowens told him happened. That's why he says nothing bad happened. I would say, well, you know, she had the flu. She died in her sleep. There is a drug that's called Great Death. The DEA spoke out on this yesterday and today. Simply put, they described this new drug, Great Death, as being a lethal drug that could kill on contact. I've shared the picture of this drug, this Investigation's Facebook page, so you can see what it looks like. The drug was first found in Louisiana, but it was first found in Alabama and Georgia. And now it has made its way to the state of Louisiana. And it was found with a group of people that was traveling through Lake Charles, Louisiana. This drug is composed of heroin and opium, 10 times more powerful than morphine. 10 times more powerful. It could kill a person through skin contact. If you see the drug, authorities are saying, don't touch it. Don't get close to it. One lady went on our Injustice page and put that the drug is not that strong. Well, we deleted that comment because she told a damn lie. I'm going to go with law enforcement, DEA. I'm going to go with them. So we removed that comment, because one thing we don't want to do is pass out wrong information. And when you put it on my page, it's connected to me. And so if I find it not to be true, I'm going to delete the comment. And we did. This is a very dangerous drug. It is called Great Death. If you see it, authorities say do not touch it. Call the police immediately. Somebody said Darion is just as guilty. Okay, Major, I never said Darion Vince was innocent. Anybody that follows my show know one thing, but not the role that they're giving him. He has some guilt in this. I think. Watch out for Great Death. The United States is supposed to be the greatest country on the planet. People are dying to come over here. This is where they believe they can make it. Why so many are dying to come over. You find them packed in 18-wheelers, on boats, and a lot of them died trying to it over here to what is said to be the greatest country on the planet. And from that, we learn in school that no one is above the law. Again, I'm going to say that. No one is above the law. Michelle Butler says, I think they all participated in Maliah Davis' death. And many of them, I don't know about that, but many of them participated in moving the body. I believe that. Spitfire said, so Brittany gets to go free. Well, maybe not. But one thing we have to remember, Fire, is that there is no statute of limitations on murder. And if it takes 2 years, 6 years, 10 years, Brittany will be placed in handcuffs. Nothing about her is in a womb, but she didn't carry her in her heart. And many are saying she killed the child because she was jealous of the child. And that's why it's hard to get people to believe, because, well, what would be the reason? Some people don't need a reason to do what they do. They just do it. They throw it off like that. Now, today, Donald J. Trump, the president of the United States, was acquitted on Article 1, abuse of power. He needed 34 votes to be acquitted. Well, he passed that. Now we're on to Article 2, obstruction of Congress. He needed 34 votes to be acquitted of that. Today, Donald J. Trump was acquitted by the Senate. Trump once said, I can do whatever I want to do because I'm the president of the United States. That's not true. That's not true. That's absolutely false. But in his mind, it's true. But what's worse than that is today, Republicans told Donald J. Trump, yes, sir, you are the president of the United States. You are above the law. And you, sir, alone can do whatever you feel is necessary for the betterment of this country. Wrong. You can do whatever you feel is necessary for the betterment of you and your family, and you winning the next election because you didn't win. You were selected, not elected. One of his lawyers actually said this on the floor. It may have been wrong, but it's not an impeachable offense. It's fine. It's okay. We haven't seen hell yet. This is the most most diabolical, most disrespectful, most arrogant individual to have ever stepped foot in the Oval Office. We haven't seen hell yet, y'all, but we are about to see it. When you get a president on intelligence listening to foreign leaders, that's a major concern. That's a major problem. Not to mention he has nuclear codes in the plane. That's danger. I don't even think, and I was speaking with my brother Timmy Loke today, and we both were saying it's irrelevant to vote. It's irrelevant to vote. I ain't gonna agree with it. You may not agree with what I'm about to say, but I promise you, you're gonna feel me just the same. It doesn't make any sense for me to vote, and the race is already fixed. It doesn't make sense for me to vote, and the race is already fixed. We saw this in the last election in the state of Georgia. We saw this in the last election in the state of Florida. So you can keep running your ass out there, pulling the level. But guess what? If they don't want it to count, then it won't count. Blacks got to get out there and vote. Oh, they got out there and vote in record numbers. And they did what the fuck they wanted to do. So do your vote count? As simple as that. It's good. You got to encourage them to vote. No, you encourage them to vote. I don't conform to your way of thinking. Fuck voting. Voting got us this. That's what it did. You can be home playing checkers, making love, doing any damn thing. Don't vote. Vote don't mean shit. They're going to do what the fuck they want to do. And the House Republicans proved that today. We don't give a damn what the American people say. The majority of the American people said Trump should be convicted and immediately removed from office. And the Republicans said, fuck y'all. He's staying. If you don't condemn, then you condone. So in my opinion, they're just as diabolical, corrupt as Trump himself. I don't think he has nothing on him. He's just speaking their language. Nancy Pelosi, she tears up the speech immediately after Donald jackass Trump gets through speaking. So now the Republicans want to censor her, bash her, and says she was very disrespectful. The speech. Why in the fuck would you sit there and hold on to a bunch of damn lies unless you're just upset with being lied to? But the Republicans hadn't said one word about the House Speaker reaching out to Donald Trump, and he looked at her like, bitch, please. That's that. They know he's guilty, but they equal to him. The aid was with him. You can't bring in witnesses that can prove that. You can't have evidence to prove that. You can't have our government emails that will prove that. Why can't we have them? Because it'll prove anytime the accused don't want certain evidence to come in or certain people to speak. That tells me right then and there, they're guilty. If you know you haven't done anything, let the Democrats prove they. People, if my voice go completely out, let me at least get this in right now. This country is in reverse. This country is in reverse. Earlier today, I put my last post on Facebook. Barbara says White House is full of members. Doing this live feed, Barbara, you just preached. You just preached. Today, I said, let me get the fuck off of Facebook, go off on these racist, diabolical white people and these house and field niggas that worship Donald Trump. It's not about Republicans versus Democrats. It's about obstruction of Congress, use of power. That's what it's about. You all took an oath to uphold the United States Constitution. You are supposed to be some of the most brilliant people on the planet. They said those people sit in Congress. And we believe you when you tell us something. But now, you just spit in our face. He didn't do nothing. Oh yeah, he did do it, but it's not impeachable. Let's go on with something else. So we're supposed to just let it just fly right by and don't worry about it. I can't wait to see what's next. All of y'all better do like I'm doing, get your bucket list. All hell could break loose. I cheated in the last election. I can't beat Joe Biden. Investigative, which has already been done, and they found out they did nothing wrong. Said we open up and investigate. I got to get something out on him. So people will focus on me. I think that's low down, dirty, that's pathetic, that's diabolical.
and I commit suicide and die Donald Trump and make the world a better place if you can. If you alone, if your resume, if your work ethics does not put you in that seat, then you don't need to be there. It's as simple as that. You can't fit in everywhere, or you can't fit in somewhere just because you want to fit in. If you're doing something and it ain't working out for you, that's not for you. Let's talk about me. Some of the motherfuckers that keep talking about me, trying to get people to unsubscribe and unlike my page to come over there to theirs, they're trying to get to where I'm at. If you can't build up a career off of you speaking alone, baby, you need to go somewhere else because this ain't for you. I've been doing this for decades. Know your place. Find out where you belong. Get your ass there and sit. But don't lie or bring up dirt on somebody just to try to build your platform. I'm flattered that you would do that to me, but I'm also pissed. But then again, I laugh because I know one thing. This ain't for you, baby. This ain't for you. It's as simple as that. Do your own thing. Don't try to come up on me using me to come up on. I'm so damn flattered, but I'm also pissed. But it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Black people. And this is Black History Month. It's been if Black people ever want any other race to see them in a different light, we must first see ourselves in that different light. We can be the worst when it comes to us. Jealousy is like cancer. If left untreated, it could kill you. It could destroy you. We're better together than not. Gayle King, every time this ugly bitch open her mouth, she bashing a black man. Kobe died. He did. Kobe died in a helicopter crash, and his daughter was with it. Gayle brings up the alleged rape some years ago. I don't know how that ties into Kobe being killed. I wonder what would happen, Gayle and Oprah, if somebody pulled the curtain back on you motherfuckers. Because I know Stedman ain't never saw, he probably saw Oprah naked because she don't like men. She like Gayle. Her and Gayle is a couple. But he's never physically touched her in that way. When that shit gonna come out? When Oprah gonna talk about her daddy raping this white woman? When Oprah gonna talk about that shit? I tell you what, don't worry about it. I'm gonna talk about it with spitting fire. We're gonna bring it to you. Oprah don't say shit about that. Let's talk about that. Gayle opened her mouth. She bashing a black man. That $11 million still went to her fucking fake head. And I can't respect that. You can think anything you want to think in this world. But it's just not always good to say what you're thinking. This morning, they're grieving. He hadn't even been buried yet. And you throw something out trying to build ratings. I think that's some tacky low down shit. And I don't think CBS this morning should terminate you. I think you should terminate your damn self. We don't want no damn apology. I hate for people to have to be coaxed into apologizing for something they really meant and apologizing for something that they're probably going to do tomorrow again, round about the same time. You didn't have to do that. Let the white folks do it fine, bringing that dirt up. You got to do it. Tell me something good Kobe Bryant did. Tell me that. There are black people, and then there are niggas. You niggas need to get this shit together. You really do. Because you're putting down your own race. And some of you are incompetent people that don't know it's a fucking contest. You're the worst. Respect is respect. It's always earned. It's always earned. When will you let a person live? You keep bringing up their past. Why? Why was that necessary? I said, I send my condolences to the family. I hate that. Bitch, please. Stay in one tune, stay in one line. Don't straddle the fence. Don't say what you think we want to hear coming out of your mouth. If you don't feel it, then you don't feel it. But Gayle King, you're out of order. Victims. R. Kelly don't have no damn victims. It's victims. Alleged victims. That's what he has. Nothing else. During Black History Month, as well as we share stories of those that are long gone or those now, here's one thing all of us need to do, including me. We need to do a self-evaluation to see where we're at and see if we're hurting the country or we're helping the country. Some folks have such low self-esteem about themselves, even when they filthy rich, they're unconstant. And you would think they would be okay with the money. They don't. They don't see it that way. The only way a lot of them is when they can belittle someone else and it makes them feel 10 feet tall. But your opinion about others is more you than it ever will about them. Everybody's got a secret that they don't want the next person by them to know about it. I'm going to say it again. Every secret that they don't want the person sitting next to them to know about it. I told a politician this one time on my show. No, you're wrong. I don't have no secret. Me and my husband don't have no secret. 2 weeks later, her ass was arrested for a secret. Everybody's done something. But what if I put on you? What would happen if we were to only tell the truth? What would happen if we could only fucking truth? Watch it, Karma's a bitch. And we have to stop running to help somebody. Things are going wrong in their life because it just might be they do karma. Self. Respect yourself. Every time I look at somebody, black or white, it's going through something. The one thing I do, I see me in everybody. I see me. And I'm not quick to bash somebody unless they need it. But you must start to see yourself in. There was only one that came that was righteous. Only one. We hate our own. We go against our own. We'll lie on our very own. We'll let the white man use us to destroy our very own. Willie Lynch brought it to our attention many centuries ago. If you get time, go online and type in the Willie Lynch letter. The things that Willie Lynch said is still true to this day. We're always in competition with one another. And that's bad. That's bad. We must stop. It's not about being one up. It's about living life, a successful life. Life doesn't always mean you filthy rich. You can be comfortable with in a one-bedroom apartment when you are in love with yourself. So again, before we get out of here, everybody, including me, go find a spot where ain't nobody there but you. Not your wife, not your husband, not your kids, not the cats, not the dog. Go find a spot where ain't nobody there but you and evaluate your damn self. That's what you do. Evaluate yourself. Either you're going to be part of the symptom within this country, or you're going to be part of the cure. That's of you. It's sad when you have to bash somebody to make yourself feel like you're important. That's sad, and that's embarrassing. It's us tearing each other down. It's remarkable. Get yourself together. History will soon say something about all of us, and what we will determine what history says. Now, mind you, somebody's going to tell your story and tell it wrong and tell it with a lie. And I don't mind you telling my story. I know you're going to tell it. But when you tell my story. Don't tell your version of my story. Don't do that. Don't do that. Tell it the way it is. And remember, somebody's going to tell your story. Maliah Davis will never die. And I haven't done this in a while. Whatever was happening to Maliah on the day she was murdered. This is not in the Bible, it's just my opinion, and it's not a fact. But here's what I can see. It's the child was trying to stop that person from hurting them and was wondering why. You love me. I'm yours. I can't from you. Why? Fighting, crying. But God looked down. God looked down at Maliah. And God simply said, Maliah, stop. When God got tired, that's when Maliah Davis got her rest. Got tired. Please make sure tomorrow that you honor Maliah Davis. Saturate your Facebook page with pictures of Maliah. YouTubers, do something on Maliah Davis tomorrow. Please, she would have turned 5 years old had she been killed. I know many of you have been riding with me for a long time, and I gratefully appreciate you doing that. Now I'm begging you. Feel a blanket of love this time tomorrow. I love you. I appreciate you all for tuning in to broadcast. We'll be back again next Wednesday unless there's a breaking news story. If I get in contact with Mr. Davis and we can get a date set tonight, we'll post that on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. We ask that you continue share the video. If you like what we're doing, share the videos. If you like what we're doing, hit the like button, and let us know how we're doing. Someone said, and we're gonna get out of here on Facebook, that said it to me. Let's just let her rest in peace. Here's my response. Baby, that's not a damn thing you or I, anybody can do on planet Earth that can interrupt a. Just say you don't give a damn. Just say you don't want to hear it no more. Just say you don't know what the fuck to do. And if you knew, you wouldn't give a fuck. Just say that. It's nothing we can do to interrupt her rest. But we can interrupt the rest of those that tortured her and the one that killed her. We can't interrupt their peace. And we must do this. We must do this. And I asked her, if it was your child, would you want somebody to give it a rest? Would you? I have a granddaughter. She's lying. God forbid something like this happens to her. But if it does, I plead with you now for mine. The world adopted Maliah Davis when we first heard about a 4-year-old girl from Houston, Texas, possibly kidnapped. Then Maliah Davis was loved by the world. It was something special about this one girl that everybody, and they still talk about, and they still know Brittany killed her own daughter. It was something special about it, and I believe God up in heaven is all up in it. Something special about it. I'm not going to give it up. The promise was made to Maliah. There's a lot of rise next Wednesday. We will be here. Remember, I'm not always right, and you are not always wrong. I love y'all big time. Maliah, we love you. Y'all have a good night.